Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in this episode, I plan to entertain a request from someone in Shanghai, China. Love it out there. If you've never been to Shanghai, you must go. But from someone from Shanghai, China. And we'd gotten into a discussion over the Acupuncture is My Life app, which if you don't already own, you should download it. It's free from your app at your app store. So many benefits to owning that app, but we engaged in an extensive messaging session with regard to a certain type of medication that could be wreaking havoc on your brain. Now, I know this is going to sound as a surprise to many. I mean, this type of medication over the long haul will impair your cognitive abilities. You know, because a lot of us tie a decrease in cognitive ability to natural aging, or part of the natural aging process. Not always the case. When we say the natural aging process, what are we talking about? I mean, as a result of how we've destroyed our bodies over the years, yeah, of course, as a result of that. But if you age well, meaning you make acupuncture a part of your life by seeing a physician annually and making regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist, undergoing Eastern nutrition consultation, in order to eat right, get plenty of sleep, exercise, basically listening, not only seeing an acupuncturist, but listening to Acupuncture is My Life podcasts on a regular basis. You're aging well if you're doing this. And you're not going to worry too much about a rapid decline in cognitive ability. Have you ever seen in your lifetime, some have, some haven't, someone who's 100 years of age, a centurion, and you're amazed as to what they can remember, the extent of their vocabulary, just overall mental sharpness? That is more than likely someone who sees an acupuncturist regularly and listens to Acupuncture is My Life podcast. More than likely. Because that's part of the aging process and aging well. But to feel that, cognitive decline or decrease in cognitive ability is part of the natural aging process and accept it, you're on the wrong track. And a lot of times people may forget to do something, or small details may slip their mind and might not seem serious. These are signs of mild cognitive impairment, and over the long run, it can lead to dementia. Some of the things you can do to avoid this is stop drinking alcohol. How many times do I say this? Over and over. Stop drinking alcohol. Avoiding pollution or polluted environments. When you go for walks, and I've gotten feedback from many individuals, they'll go walk next to automotive traffic, next to highways or heavily congested areas with cars. So you're breathing in your gas exchange consists of auto emissions. Take a second and think about that. And here in New York City, I see this sometimes. I'm driving around and we have these bike lanes on just about every street now. And I'll drive down main roads and there'll be heavy traffic, and then you'll see someone running along the side of the road next to the cars. And sometimes I want to just stop these individuals and say, you're doing more bad than good. And hopefully you're not listening to Acupuncture's My Life podcast where, if things go bad, like in the form of lung cancer or something, you contact us and say, hey, I listen to you guys and I, engage in brisk walking or running outdoors and blah, blah, blah. But you're running next to cars. No, you're not a vehicle, first of all. You're not an automotive vehicle. Understand that. So let's get this straight. I don't want to be blamed for that. You decided to jog along the highway or next to traffic. Okay? But something you definitely want to do is you want to limit your exposure to pollution while exercising on a regular basis and get a good night's sleep. These are just some of several habits to keep your brain healthy. But there's a certain, I'm going to place emphasis on a certain medication that is decreasing your cognitive ability, and you're unaware of that. And this happens a lot, especially with women. And that medication is antibiotics. And there are many individuals around the world who take antibiotics way too much. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't have a purpose or serve a particular purpose. It's not good for you or whatever. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just going to water it down and stick with what I say. Too much of anything is no good. Even acupuncture. Getting an acupuncture treatment every day for the rest of your life, there's no acupuncturist on this planet that will allow you to do that. Okay? Too much of anything is no good. And I know some of you are even shocked and saying, wow, he also said that about acupuncture. That's a surprise. Well, yeah, because acupuncture uses energies of the body's chi, to correct and balance and heal itself. This is why some individuals, if you've ever had acupuncture, have you finished a session and you've gone home and you just felt so exhausted, but then you felt better in the morning? That should help support. So if we're using your chi every day, well, first of all, after a certain point, you should be balanced out. And to continue like every single day, it's like, no. But I digress. I don't want to really get into, just talking about acupuncture and how it utilizes your chi to establish balance. But I want to get back to antibiotics and how it's linked to decreasing cognitive ability, especially in women. And I know some of you are saying, like, why women? Many women are prescribed antibiotics, which is usually done to fight infections that are generally caused by bacteria, not viruses, bacteria. And many women experience urinary tract infections in their lives. And then they're just individuals in general that'll experience strep throat. And will get put on antibiotics. And then some weeks and months later, the infection may reappear due to some other cause, and they're back on antibiotics. And this can go on for quite some time, which isn't good. Why? Because antibiotics unnecessarily contribute to antibiotic resistance. So you're gonna take stronger dosages just to elicit the same effect as previous. You see, ongoing antibiotic usage is harmful to our health in many ways. It's been proven to even be associated with a decline in cognitive abilities. And I know some of you are wondering, like, how is this? How can that be? You see, this can be due to a disruption in the gut-brain axis. Now, if you've listened to past episodes, Acupuncture is My Life episodes, I speak of your second brain being in your gut, which is basically seen as your stomach and spleen, by an acupuncturist, which is responsible for all postnatal chi and blood derived, or all chi and blood derived after birth. That's why keeping balance and keeping harmony in the middle jiao, the midsection of your body, for an acupuncturist is super important. Abdominal acupuncture is so powerful. Why? What's there in that midsection? The second brain. Something resides there that's so powerful, which is considered your gut microbiome, which is filled with bacteria and viruses and fungus. And it's pretty much located in your large intestine. And it plays an important role in your immune system. And this is all part of the gut-brain axis. So when you, to an acupuncturist, disrupt the harmonious flow of chi and blood in the middle jiao, and your middle jiao presents with a deficiency. You know, you can have spleen chi deficiency, stomach chi deficiency, stomach yin deficiency, stomach yang deficiency, spleen yin, so forth. It goes on. There's going to be problems. And it's definitely going to affect the brain. You see, in layman's terms, the gut-brain axis is super, super important for your overall health and well-being. The gut-brain axis, or the communication between your central nervous system and your gut microbiome, actually allows certain bacteria to affect the brain that's important for the brain. So changes in his gut microbiome can, and I've stated this before, it can lead to depression, it can lead to anxiety, it can lead to schizophrenia, it can lead to Alzheimer's disease. So keep in mind, chronic use of antibiotics, you're killing off this bacteria. And in turn, it's going to affect your gut microbiome, and it's not good. And now there's deficiency patterns developing among this two-way communication via the gut-brain axis. And there goes cognitive function. You really need to be careful. You really need to see an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. This is why, one of many reasons why I keep saying this over and over. And this is part of the conversation, the messaging conversation I had with the young lady in China, in Shanghai. You're having issues, bacterial infection, so forth, a weak immune system. Get your butt to an acupuncturist. See an acupuncturist. Don't sit back. Taking antibiotics several times a year. It's not. Alarms should be going off. And some it does, but you don't know what to do. Well, I'm giving you the answer. See an acupuncturist and simply make acupuncture part of your life, okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?